Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm S. Maxine Fisher of True Color Studio, an author, fiber artist, and queer parent of one. And today I am furiously crocheting mushrooms. So I have a huge market coming up next weekend, and today is actually the day after my largest market of the year typically. So I am trying to restock as fast as I can for this upcoming market. I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride. I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride and show you everything that I am restocking for the market, and then we're gonna try to get some footage of the market itself, of our table setup, highlight any customer experiences, and see what sold and what didn't. So without further ado, let's get into it. So spoilers, first, one of the things that I'm restocking, and I'm literally counting stitches here as I talk, and I'm just gonna have to keep counting stitches. Oh dang, what did I do? I messed this up already. So one thing that I am working on right now that I am literally crocheting as we speak is a mushroom poppet. I sold out of all sorts of things mushroom related last market, including my Mushy Boys, which are the little mushrooms with little chunky mushroom guys with the little eyes and the red cap with spots. So I am going to go all out for this market. I want to bring at least a dozen more Mushy Boys. So I am working on those. I am also going to try to restock mini capybaras, some cheeky turtle shells, and some chickens and bees, along with my Pride themed bees, because this market I am going to is Delaware Pride. So we are actually going to be at Pride this year. This is our first year at Pride. I am super excited, super nervous as well, because this is going to be the biggest market I've actually been a vendor at. It's a huge event, lots of foot traffic. Last year's Delaware Pride had the most vendors that we've ever had, and it spanned several city blocks. So I know it's going to be really big and there's going to be a lot of people. I want to make sure that I have enough inventory, and I have less than a week to restock for this market. In fact, 3 days to be exact. Can I be crocheting in my free time on my lunch breaks late at night? So this is going to be a wild ride. So right now I am making a mushroom poppet, and I'm going to make a couple of these red ones. Let's see. So here is my basket of mushrooms I have so far. I have made 10 of these Mushy Boys. These are the big cap for the Mushy Boys, and I did stop because I also want to do some keychains. People really like the mushroom poppet keychains, so I've got two blue ones, one pink one, two fuchsia colored ones, and one light purple. And now I want to make some red ones. I feel like these keychains work up super fast and work really well in Big Twist Posh. The ones that I made for the keychains are in Posh, but I'm using Parfait Chunky for the red ones because that's literally the only good yarn that I have in that size. One thing I wish is that Big Twist would go ahead and just add red to their colors, because they have all these smoothie colors, but they don't have a nice bright red. The only other one that I can find is like blanket yarn, and that is Premier Basics Chenille Brights. I did make some that size, but people weren't super into them. Maybe I'll like glue some safety eyes to them this time around and give them a cute little face. But people really seem to like the keychain ones, so I'm going to make some keychain sized mushrooms here. Okay, I think I have enough to make an eternity worth of mushrooms. I have my 10, how many Mushy Boys did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have my 10 Mushy Boy caps, and then I did four more red mushroom poppet caps, and in addition to the 6 colored ones I have. So I think that's way too many mushrooms, but those are pretty quick to work up. So now I'm going to switch gears and finish up those mushrooms. Okay, folks, just coming on to show you my progress. I did 2 of these little mushroom poppet keychains, but I think I'm going to stop here. I still have 2 more of the red mushroom caps I made, but I'm going to put these away because I'm just not liking how the Parfait Chunky is behaving. It's kind of like, like kind of, I don't know. Now it's popping more, but I felt like it was not holding solidly and wanting to kind of fold in. So I'm going to save these for last. And if I have time, I'll make the rest of the red mushrooms, but I'm going to pivot a little bit and work on, yeah, see this one, this one's an example. It just wants to squish. Like it's not popping in and out the way it should. So I'm not going to stress too much about it. People yesterday were buying these just saying, oh, I want a mushroom keychain. Not like they wanted a fidget toy, but I want my poppets to fidget. I want them to generate repeat customers for people who like silent fidgets. So I'm going to start with the pink one, and because these are all Big Twist Posh. These are all Big Twist Posh, and I'm just not loving the way Parfait Chunky behaves. It looks really cute though. Yeah, look at that. This is why I keep coming back to Parfait Chunky, because like the finished product has this nice matte sheen to it, whereas this looks a little bit more defined, and this has more of a loft to the fibers. But if I can ever find a replacement for Parfait Chunky that behaves like Big Twist Posh, I will be a customer for life. All right, here is my progress so far. Let's see if I can hold this up all in my hands. But these are, they want to roll around. Here is my progress so far. I have, let me hold them up. Let me hold them up a pair at a time. I have the 2 red mushy pops, 1 pink one, 1 light purple one, 2 blue ones, and 2 of the dark pink ones. They look really cute, and I definitely feel like I did the right thing with just kind of pivoting off of those red ones, because this is the effect I want. And I feel like the Posh Pearl has a nice kind of firm texture. It holds up really well, whereas the Parfait Chunky wasn't doing it for me. Yay. I'm not much of a fidget person, but I can definitely see how addictive these are. I am going to go ahead and move on to the next set of Mushy Boys. I am going to hold off on doing all the little white spots because I'm just mentally not in sewing mode. I'm in crochet mode. I want to keep on crocheting, and then I am going to work on another set of minis, and then in another couple days I have some time blocked off to just sit down and sew, embroider faces, glue eyes, add mushroom spots, you name it. So here's my first Mushy Boy. It is kind of wonky looking because actually I have not stuffed this yet. I usually just kind of leave the hole open at the bottom and give myself a little yarn tail so that I can sew it up, or so that I can crochet the last round after I stuff it. But I'm gonna go ahead and make as many of these unstuffed as I can and put them to one side, and I will be stuffing them tonight because I've got like 2 hours before I need to go to my next appointment and pick up my son. So I have my next one, and I'm going to finish off the edge here, and I will meet you back when I have all my Mushy Boys done. Also, I am going to, like I said, I'm going to sew on all the eyes and the blushy cheeks in a separate session. So today is just strictly crochet. Hey everyone, you finally get the car footage now that my last week's market is over. So I am here in my car. I'm actually at Michael's picking up more yarn because I am going to make chickens today. I have my jumbo crochet hooks and my stitch marker. So I am going to park at a local cafe, park my butt inside, and sip my favorite caffeinated beverage while I make chickens as long as I possibly can. So yeah, today is going to be chicken day. Woohoo! Oh, I got to show you the yarn I got. So, put these crochet hooks in my bag. So this is the yarn that I got to make chickens. I still have a couple of the like brown and white mottled chickens left, but I got more of the Bernat blanket tweeds because this makes such a cute little chicken. It's just got the littlest fuzz on it to make it look kind of derpy and cute. And I also picked up some of this, this is so soft, Bernat Blanket Mystical. I love this color. I actually had to have somebody get it from the top shelf for me because this is like the last skein they had, but it's this nice reddish brown mix. So I am excited about using this one. I think I'm going to start with this. In the past, I've done chickens in all sorts of colors, including like blue and purple, but I feel like something has to speak to you in order for you to fall in love with it. And what people have been falling in love with most are the chickens that have the normal, chicken colors, the, black and white, brown, red, you name it. I did sell my one blue chicken last market. Somebody resonated with it because they went to University of Delaware and the blue hen chicken is their mascot. So I definitely, that was a lucky find. But for Pride, I am going to try to sell out of my chickens again. So I'm going to make all sorts of normal colored chickens that look super cute. Today, again, I will not be stuffing and sewing and embroidering. I'm going to leave that for my stuffing, sewing, embroidering day. I'm just going to make the chicken bodies unstuffed, put them to a side, and wrap up the little yarn tail in them. So let's see how many I can make while I sip my caffeinated beverage. Hello, everyone. It is day 3. Count them, 3. This is my 3rd straight day of crocheting to prep for Pride. And I'm going to keep it real with you folks. Here, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what my workstation looks like right now. So here is everything I'm working on. I am making a dozen Pride bees. I did finish Capybaras last night and they're like sitting over here. I did stuff them. I ended up working late and doing about half a dozen. But yeah, I am like seriously working right off my yarn wall and it's a big mess. Okay, I literally just dropped my crochet hook and my phone as I was trying to get set back up. And I'm grabbing my crochet. So I'm just gonna keep crocheting while I talk to you guys. I feel like this is just a sign to never do this to myself again. I have never had to market prep so intensely. Like, I'm not 20 something with no kids or anything. I've got a baby. Grandmom has been graciously watching him when he's not at daycare. It's been a crazy, crazy week. So my goal is to never go to sign up for 2 Pride shows without enough inventory to cover both of them. We really like sold all the way out of some of these mini things from the last craft show, and the next one is like a week apart. So I am just struggling here. No, you know what? I'm not struggling. I'm thriving. I'm doing good. It's very intense. So I have a whole dozen bees that I'm trying to do, and I feel like that's really little for Pride, but I think that like I set myself reasonable goals. I was like, I'm going to restock the chickens, bees, capybaras, and if I have time, do some cheeky turtle shells maybe on Friday, but we'll see. Right now, I need to do these bees. I need to crochet all the crocheting by 12 p.m. today because I've got somewhere to be. Scratch that 11:30 because I need to eat. I really am going to also take care of myself while I do all the things. All right, I've gotten the transgender bee. Look, he's so cute. And the last trans bee. I'm doing these one stripe at a time and I'm almost out of yarn. I might be playing yarn chicken with this one. I have more white yarn, but it's like that extra chunky one that I got. So the hardest part about making these little bees is doing the math because I just kind of have been freehanding these, but I need to like kind of do a set number of rounds for stripes. What I'm doing is I'm doing up the trans ones first because I know that trans flag has 5 stripes. So that's 10 stripes of 10 colors. 10 rounds, I should say. So if these come out looking cute, then I know I can do the rest of the rainbow ones in single round stripes. And I have an idea where I want to do progress progress flag ones, but it's just gonna depend on how the rainbow ones come out, and I need to nail down the number of rounds. So I'm doing it in that order. And if I have time, I also want to do NBs. I know I'm super ambitious, but I want to do a couple of non-binary ones because people really love those the last time. Where's my yarn? Okay, here's the pink stripe. All right, I'm cutting that off. I'm gonna do pink on the next one, and then I will go through. Then I will go through and stuff them. All right, folks, here we go. Yeah, here are my dozen pride bees. I still have to crochet the little butts and after I stuff them, so I have a little bit more work to do on these, but I'm gonna put them aside now. It is 11 o'clock, so I got finished early. I did do the 2 non-binary ones. I have 6 rainbow, 4 transgender, and 2 non-binary. The reason why was I was gonna do these 4 rainbow ones originally as progress flags, but once I got through the entire rainbow, I realized that I just have too many stripes to do. Like, my original vision was I was gonna do, you know, the rainbow stripes, and then the black and brown, the trans flag, and then the end being yellow with a little purple ring in it. However, that is, let's see, black, brown, white, blue, pink, plus that's 5 more stripes plus a good chunk of yellow with a purple ring, and it has to have space. So I think I'm going to skip that. I don't think I have enough on this mini bee to really do it justice. But these are all done. Now I can get on with my day and come back and I can get on with my day now and come back and stuff these later. All right, see you later, folks. Good morning, everyone. It is officially day 4, and I'm happy to report I'm making amazing progress toward getting ready for Pride. So I have all the plushies that I made this week, or in the last 3 days. I finally managed to stuff them all this morning. I seriously thought I was going to run out of polyfill, you guys. I was panicking that I was gonna have to make another Michael's run, but we are good to go. So I'm like looking around where everything is. Okay, so let me show you guys first everything that's unstuffed. I have a whole basket full of pride bees, and underneath there you can see peeking out one of my 6 happy capybaras that are ready for the faces to be sewn on. The bees still need a little work, so they're still in their bullet form. So I've got to sew I've got to crochet the wings on. These I am doing crochet directly on, and then I will sew the little sleep eyes and the blushy cheeks. So those I'm going to put to one side. I have an army of chickens. So I have a whole package of chickens. I'm not going to take them out of the package because I am, there you go. You can see the whole dozen chickens. I'm sorry, 10 emotional support chickens. I started sewing them up, and then the last like half of the package I stopped sewing because I just hurried up and put the polyfill in because I was like, okay, if I need to order another box, let me make sure I order it now. But we had enough. Thank goodness. These take so much stuffing, guys. Yeah, the white came out slightly larger than the orange, but I just love it. Like, I love feeling this. This is so soft. Bernat Baby Blanket is the best. I am so happy with it. And like, this is why I go into the store, so I can feel the yarn and be like, ooh, this one feels really good. And finally, we have my army of Mushy Boys and Mushy Pops. Look at this. The last piece of work I got to do on those Mushy Boys is to close up the bottoms with a few stitches. And I left all the strings attached because I will be using that thread to create the little cap spots on top. So here's my Mushy Boy. Here's the first one I finished, and I just got to do the face on this one. Today is going to be my sewing day, so I'm going to start by sewing up these Mushy Boys and then my chickens, and then I'm going to work on embroidering some faces. All right, folks, we are in the home stretch. All the spots are sewed on, and all the crocheting is done, and the eyes are sewn on the bees, faces on the capybaras. So the last thing I need to do is glue eyes and sew blush on cheeks. I am going to grab some lunch and warm up my hot glue gun. Hey everybody, it is day 4 and I finally have plushies to show y'all. Because I am under such a time crunch, what I'm going to do is I am going to lay them out all over the downstairs table so you can see the magnitude of what we've accomplished this week. I'm gonna film it separately without me in the camera, and then I'm gonna come back. So without further ado, take a look at what we did this week. I don't know about y'all, but I think that is a massive amount of plushies, and I'm very happy with what I've managed to accomplish. So we'll see how this weekend goes. I am hopeful, and I'm super excited for Pride. I don't think I have ever cranked out that many plushies in such a short amount of time, but I feel like I stayed focused. I did things in batches. I did like, you know, one piece at a time times 10, and that system just seems to work for me. So if you have a market coming up, I highly recommend that you kind of work in batches the way I do. I know that directions on patterns tend to say when to stuff things, but when you're working with mini stuff, you can usually kind of wait until the end, and then you just have a few stitches that you need to zip up. So if you like this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned and we'll be able to see how Pride turned out. That being said, thank you for watching. Have a fabulous day, everyone. Stay creative and happy Pride Month. Bye.